Hello and welcome back to my continuing series, something like that, of Dyson Sphere Program. This is the 8th stream, I think. I lost track a little bit. So let's load up the game. Yeah, so it must be the 8th one, if this is saved at the end of episode 7. Last time, because that bit I haven't forgotten, we came up with a plan of where we wanted to build stuff. And that plan was it was in the south, wasn't it? To build stuff around here. To do that, I needed quite a lot of, landfill. Landfill? Foundation, I think it calls it, doesn't it? I probably haven't got that because it's being made over at our sort of construction area, which is this way, I think. Yeah, there we go. So let's see how much we've made. Where is it? Here it is. So, oh, we've got quite a lot actually. Is that all we've got? No, I got 800 in total. Okay. Okay. Let's pop that there. Do I want to grab... Because I could grab... See, I haven't got really much stone now. Yeah, let's go over and start that process. So we're in the north, aren't we? Or is it... No, it's over here, isn't it, what we want to do? So we're in the south at the moment. So we want to head in this direction. So here's our bit. Okay, so do I want to expand that up? Probably not. So put these in where we can. Hopefully we'll have enough soil. I can go and sort of harvest it from other areas. I think I said this before, I'm not necessarily that big a fan of the soil mechanic. But I kind of get, I think I get why they've done it. Let's make that a bit smaller. To sort of limit your building, but I don't know, it seems a bit fiddly and finicky. Especially since you can't really automate the process. It's one of the things you can't automate, sort of the collection of soil. How are we doing? So I've got 500 left. Oh, missed a bit there. I've missed a bit here as well. Sorry, I'm concentrating a lot more than I need to do this. I'm trying to not sort of spam too much where I don't sort of need it. going to be able to... I think I'll be able to fill all of this in. I'm also not entirely clear, because it seems to be... If it's a relatively shallow bit, it'll sort of auto-fill it for you when you place things down. Well, it seems to sometimes. So I'm not sure if I need to flatten that every single bit out, or if there's like a sort of minimum. So like this is probably too big. So if we try and put down a... Oh no, you see, it lets you put the machine down, even though it's on water. But then it doesn't let you sometimes in other places, and I'm not quite sure what the parameters are for that. So there we go, it's saying need foundation support on that tile, but not on that tile. But surely that tile has less water on it, doesn't it? Isn't that more heavily watered? So I don't know. So I don't know what the criteria it is that it's using to make that assessment. But what we'll do, we'll fill this bit in, just because we've got the stuff, and it'll leave us a few left over and a bit of soil as well. Do those bits as well. Might as well do this bit that we know it was having some issues with. Okay, so this is giving us an area. In case anyone doesn't know, you can get soil simply by laying stuff down. That's how you get it, basically. So this bit here, you see, it's a tiny little hill. If we put down this belt like so, then you will notice some additions of soil. And what it's doing, the bots are going out and essentially levelling the turf. And the sort of what would you call it? Terraforming they're doing means they're picking up that soil and bringing it to us. Now it sits then in a sort of magical pocket. It doesn't take up any room in your... why did I press the M key? It doesn't take up any room in your inventory. There is no soil pocket, as it were, or anything like that. It just sits in some magical dimension that you call upon when you need to, fill in the ground, basically. Okay, so it doesn't do the same thing with like trees and stuff. If you want, so these rocks and trees, if you want these rocks and trees, you need the wood, for example, early on. If I lay down that belt, I get the soil as it evens it out, but I don't get any wood or stone. So if you're collecting stone in order to try to get... I've probably gone very bright because the sun has decided to come out. And I've just knocked over my whole green screen thing. Brilliant. Marvellous. It's all going so well. I'll probably go a weird colour, I imagine. Yeah, bright orange. It's because I'm using artificial lights, I think. But also this whole thing that this green screen is not evenly lit unless I have the window open. And of course if the sun comes out, I then can't see anything because it shines in my eyes. It's almost like this room is far too small for what I'm trying to do. Right, so what we need to do is set up the collection. I'd hoped over in the sort of intervening, or since the last episode, I was going to get a chance to sort of come and do this bit, but I just haven't had time, basically. I'm pretty determined this weekend to put down things like these, miners and stuff like that across all of our patches. So if we do something like this, because I think it's pretty uninteresting to stream, really, certainly without an audience. If if there was somebody chatting or asking questions or whatever, give me something else to do, as it were. But as it is, it's just me essentially playing the game. So I'm going to have to put to 3 down anyway, aren't I? Can't cover all of those. So if we put that there, no. Oh, I haven't got any. That's why it won't let me do that. Put a few there. How many extractors have we got? Because there's quite a few oil patches over here, so I might as well tap them. Got water pumps. Because I was thinking before, wasn't I, that now that we've got a production area for graphene, we'll just sort of we'll just sort of belt that over rather than make graphene over here. So is that, yeah, okay. So can I build that there? I can. Okay. So what I could potentially do is maybe have our storage maybe there. Oh, we can make faster belt in theory now, can't we? I'll probably just use normal belt for the moment, because we're not... Well, it's part of what we're doing. The aim of this is to make bulk volumes of the higher level belts, etc. So we'll take that route though. Just give me something to talk about while I'm doing this. The Factorio has... Oh. It does get very finicky. Oh, that's... Oh yeah, we needed them, didn't we, in order to make the logistics thingamies. But yeah, I was talking, I think it was in an earlier stream on Monday. Might have been Monday's stream. But the Factorio devs were teasing an announcement of something. The Safe Bunny was on an expansion. I think there was a fair old amount of speculation in the community that it might be Factorio 2 or something like that. But I think quite sensibly, shall we rearrange these belts so that we can put in a turbine? Where does this need to be in order to achieve that? So if we put a turbine here, it will completely block all options. Ah, no, there we go. Yeah, so they sort of teased an announcement, and the Safe Money was on an expansion. And they have confirmed that it is an expansion. They could also obviously have done, a more normal DLC. I wonder if I can get that camera to compensate a bit for the brightness, because I am blown out like you wouldn't believe. Can I configure the video? Maybe turn white balance off? No, that's not made any difference. It's like it's an exposure issue, but... Backlight compensation. It has all these settings. Oh! Ah! I don't understand it at all, and it's got a lot of settings, and if you put things on auto they don't seem to change, even though supposedly it would change automatically. But if you do like a one manual step, it'll suddenly flick to like that. Suddenly I've suddenly de blown out, as it were. It looks okay on that preview, so I'll do that. Okay. Christ only knows. That teaches me for buying a load of cheap crap, basically. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the Factorio devs have confirmed that it is an expansion, but they've not said what. And in fact, I'm not convinced they know what. I think they're probably in... Do they call it ideation? I think they call it ideation. I think that's the sort of term that's used. I'm thinking where I can put these smelters, because what I want to do, I want to smelt this into graphite. I want to smelt this into both steel, iron plate and steel, and I want smelt that into copper plate, and then weave those belts in. I can't remember whether I'll need steel stone or not. I think I do. But we also need graphene, and as I say, I think we'll pull that over. But yeah, so I'm trying to work out where I can put these, that they'll be close by, so we don't need too much spaghetti, and they're expandable, so there's room. But then we can bring the product back, basically. And I think if I put them out in this direction, that'll kind of work best, because then we can sort of feed them back round and use them over here to make all of our logistic stuff. That is my plan. Yes, so Factorio is getting an expansion of some description. As I say, I strongly suspect they've got some ideas, I'm sure, but they haven't finalised anything. They don't quite know what it will look like. And as they actually said in the Friday Facts, they have kind of come to the conclusion that if they put things out that are, actually let's put a power grid on, that are kind of speculative or ideas or thoughts, then what tends to happen, and you get this with a lot of I've seen this a lot, people treat them as promised features. I mean, it's one of the problems with the whole... I wanted to do a video on Cyberpunk, kind of talking about... I was going to call it the sins of Cyberpunk marketing. Because basically the marketing for Cyberpunk 27 was... I mean, it was good in the sense... why are you saying you're too close? It was good in the sense that, it's clearly got them a lot of sales, but a lot of it is basically lies. There's a lot they said that just, isn't in the game, and I don't mean that in a, fanboyish, overreaction type way. I mean that in the literal sense of, they might technically, letter of the law when it comes to a lawyer defending them. They didn't act, they made it, they had enough plausible deniability about something that, it was a concept of a feature, not an actual feature, that sort of thing. But if you're in that territory where you're having to go down that route to defend yourself, it means you've pumped out a load of bullshit. Let's be frank. And that to me is kind of one of the real problems with the Cyberpunk launch. I mean, obviously there's the technical stuff as well, but I'm not talking about that. But a lot of what they advertised or implied is probably the way they would characterize it, possibly. But a lot of what they implied just isn't in the game, and to some extent, a lot of it Never could have been in the game because it's almost impossible. It had an almost impossible feature list if you look at, you know, some of the things they said, as it were. You know, there was no way they were actually ever going to be able to do that. A lot of that stuff. Right. So if we put smelters here for graphene, we do need graphene. I'm not just making that. Not graphene, carbon. Because you need those motors, don't you? Actually, let's do it here. You need those motors. And they're only them. But we're going to have to make some of them, which we know need graphite, energetic graphite. Don't we? You do need them for, because you need them for the, is it level 3s? Yeah, there you go. You see, you need them for the supermagnetic rings, which we need for the level 3. I think oh no, that's just the turbine lads. Okay. And then these I think use, so that requires, oh no, it's not graphene. What about them? Are they, because that's silicon, isn't it? Okay. So we don't actually need a lot of carbon, but in the assumption that we're going to make the, you know, bring the graphene over that we're already making. So if we get, say, if I plan for 6, what does that look like? So if we put, oh, I've not. How have I not got any of them? Okay. Oh, did I take them all over to the other planet? Maybe that's what I did. I thought I had another. I thought I grabbed another stack there. Anyway, all good. Never mind. Okay, so if we sort of plan for there to be 6, it would look like that. But we'll take them out. And then the output from this would come this way, go down here. Look at the state of that. What are you doing? Okay, and we want this to be doing graphene. And input, output, input, output, input, output. Oh, I didn't put it on the... Oops. I think I probably need to hand make a few of these, because we definitely need some of these. So... Can one... No, it can't fill... It's the level 3s that can fill the belt, isn't it? Yeah, that'll do us then. Okay, so that's the graphene going around. And then... Where best to put this? Probably be best actually if I put it in this direction, because I need to do steel as well, but I think I've said that. That needs steel, doesn't it? Yeah, that needs steel. And then these need steel, don't they? Or the thrusters do? Yeah, thrusters need steel. Yeah, okay. So some steel is needed, but I don't think it's a lot, is it? These don't need steel. No, they don't need steel. And what about them? Are they steel? No, they're magnets and... Oh, I need magnets as well, don't I, out of this? In which case, at the very least, if we bump them up... Can I hand make some level 3s? Oh, just the one. I've not got enough stuff. What am I missing? Oh, magnets, of course, because I've not... Oh. That was dumb. So where's that? There it is. So I've now got 1,000,000 bits of iron in my thing. But what I was going to try and do was make a couple of them so that I can make... Oh, I don't need... What? Oh, I was looking at the belt, wasn't I? Yeah, so what we want to do is get this inputted super duper quick. Alright, you're going to connect now then, are you? Right, okay. I mean, seriously, that doesn't work, does it? Right, okay. Okay. Everybody calm down. Nobody panic. Okay. So it's going in. We're not too fussed about that because it's, you know, we don't need a lot of graphene. But we do need multiple things coming out of here. So we need magnets, we need steel, and we need iron plate. So how do we arrange that so that it's relatively efficient? I mean, we've got 2 slots here that we could kind of use to bring materials round, I would suggest, for the less used ones. But which are the less used ones? We're going to be using quite a lot of iron plate. Few magnets, not so much steel. So if we put, we want to try and do it without too much overlapping. I think that's going to be impossible. But if we put one of our outputs here, is that too close? I'd quite like to put a power tower there. Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, it's a bit close though. If we allow a bit of room, what does it look like? So that's there. So, because what we could do in theory is we could have two inputs here. Could we? And then, yeah, what I could do, you see. Oh, no, it means crossing it over at the end. I'm not as keen on that. Okay. So we'll have to belt weave this around, I think. That's our output. And so this is going to be iron plate, not iron plate, raw. Will that connect? Might well not connect. Oh no. So it's having to do 3 there, so if I switch that to a level, of course you take out the belt. Why would you take out the inserter? So if we switch that to that, okay. So what we do is we have. So if I leave a bit of room there. And then this is the power tower. And the output for this is going to be along here. So this gives us options. We can, cross cannibalize. We can grab, grab from 2 belts, and barring the need to, landfill that, we've got room to expand. Same with the carbon. The carbon we can expand out into that. See, but because these are the relatively minor ones, hopefully it doesn't matter. The tricky bit will be not too tricky, because we just need to connect these up like that. So that's the output. So that's that, and that's the input there and there. That's your outputs. The question becomes, which one are we going to put where? I suspect we're probably better this inside one, which is this one. It's probably better as the magnets. I suspect. And this one as steel. Oh no, wait, steel I need iron plate, don't I? So I have to feed it in. So what I can do then, isn't it perfectly ratioed though? Isn't my memory is that, yeah, 3 seconds, 3, and that takes 1 second to make. So you can literally chain them together. So we need to redo this. So if we did want 3, the perfect number, then what does that look like? Can I put that there? Are you gonna let me cross insert? Why are you not? No, you're too close. Too close. Too close. So, taking it in there and out there now. So this is making iron plate. And that's making steel. So we need exactly the same thing. Yeah. Shall I put? I'll put one here rather than extend out that way. So that one, that one, that one, and that one. Yeah, that'll do. So we've now got the carbon, steel, magnets. Oops. And we want some regular steel production. Regular iron production, I should say. Actually, if I do something like this, and maybe have a level 3 and a level 1. Do I need a level 1? Well, it's not doing anything. So no, so I can actually get away with probably that, can't I? Let's put, oh, I didn't put up when I replaced it. Let's put that on. Yep, okay. So we want smelting here. I'm going to have to do a bit more land filling, aren't I? Unless I... Nah. Just fill a bit more in. Oh, it's got the thing on it. I like the pattern stuff, but it looks weird when it's randomly dotted around. Right, so this is the regular iron plate. Just leave a little bit of space there. So this will be 1, 2, 3. Gap 1, 2, 3. So take that one out. Pretty sure 6 fills it, doesn't it? Because it's 1 per second. From memory. So let's do the inputs and outputs. And set this to iron plate. They are quite loud, the smelters. Right, so the next bit we need to do is the copper, which is here. So, the question with this is, where are we going to do our actual building? It might be better if we take this sort of out that way and bring it round so that we've got all of the lines kind of there. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Because what we're basically going to do is like a production chain, essentially. So where we want to end up is essentially a sort of line of... it's probably going to be too close, I think. Oh no. A line of, you know, assemblers, essentially, which... So this is making blue, you know, this is making green, and this is making yellow. And there, what I'll probably actually do is, you know, put them in between. How close will that let me put it? Shift left, can I bet that's too close. Yeah. Yeah. So they do need to be a little bit further apart. So say this is making yellow, you know, this will make the green, and this makes the blue. Okay. And it takes, you know, so this is outputting to here, is outputting to here, and then obviously one on the end. But each type of thing also needs extra stuff. So we need, firstly, we need some gears, okay, and that's 1-to-1, basically. So we can just do a machine that's taking iron plate and feeding in gears, you know, across the gap, as it were, so we'll have iron plate, you know, coming in here. Will that move one further up? Will that work? Okay. But actually, they need to be making gears. And then this one, I don't actually think I need iron plate, no, for any of them. But this one needs those, so it'll be able to grab them from that chest. And it also needs electromagnetic turbines. Okay. And so we make electromagnetic turbines. In here. But the ratios don't work, do they? I don't think. You know, this takes 1 second to make, and these take 2 seconds to make. So we actually need 2 machines. Okay. But we might as well is that going to be too close? That's going to be too close, isn't it? We might as well make them and put them into a chest as well. Yeah, so this one we'll be taking from this because it's got the yellow belts in, and also from this one because it's going to have electromagnetic turbines in. We'll have to move this up. But in order to make them, we need electric motors and magnetic coils. Now, magnetic coils we can have being made over here somewhere. Probably have to move all of this up. Actually, I've done that too close. I knew I was going to have to put stuff on, and I didn't. Let's have a look at the ratios. So it needs 2, doesn't it? Yeah, so we can make coils because they're these things and copper. So we can make them, you know, say here, because we will need them for other stuff as well, and feed them in. But it also needs motors. Does it 2 motors? Yeah, it's 2 motors, which take 2 seconds each. Okay, so we can do the same idea basically, in that we can have. Is the alignment for that wrong? The alignment for that's a bit off, isn't it? So that, for example, is the motors. And what we actually do, or what I'm going to do, this is my sort of system I've come up with. It's a lot of direct insertion, basically. I think my orientation is wrong there, and these are motors, you see. And don't motors take? Yeah, they take magnetic coils. Oh, as well as cogs. How many cogs do they have? Oh, no, that's the wrong recipe. So it's 1 cog, 1 coil. Oops, that's the wrong key. 1 cog and 1 coil. So, I think what I did on the other one is that was cogs, and then this is coils again. So in other words, we've got coils going down there and there, and then that's cogs. Pretty sure that's right, because they also need iron ingots, and I've not left room for that, have I? That's right. Because the cogs... Ah, that was it. So we need that down there. Am I direct inserting the cogs? Cogs take a second to make, don't they? Whereas the motors take 2 seconds to make and require 1. So yeah, that was it. It's the iron plate we bring down, and we direct insert. Yes, this is right. I have to rearrange these a little bit. Oops. It's difficult. This is kind of why I don't think a Factorio style bus really works in this game. I'm sure eventually some genius will come up with ways of doing it properly. But it's the whole, because you're on a curving surface, and I know you can use shift to click, you know, build wherever you want, but because you're on a curving surface, it makes a lot of the belts and orientations and stuff quite difficult. There you go, look. So I can't insert into there, but why not? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't quite work. So I think I've built this probably a bit too close to my things. There you go. And then that one insert into there, and that into there, takes off of there. Yeah, that's better. And I bet that's too close as well. So we want to copy that one. And is that all going to align? I think so. And then that's magnets, isn't it? So I think I'm going to have to punt that up there from memory. Yeah, so... put that there. Like that. I guess I could make them over here or something. But see what I'm getting at. So this is iron plate and cogs, and we direct insert the cogs, and we bring the iron plate in. Okay, we put that into a chest, and we can feed them then directly into this assembly machine. This assembly machine also requires these electromagnetic turbines. But it requires them at a ratio of 2 to 1. So it requires 1 every second, but they take 2 seconds to make. Okay, so you have 2 machines making them. But these require magnets, which we're belting in, and also motors. But again, it's a 2 to 1. This takes 2. Oh no. Oh wait, that's 1 to 1, isn't it? So if that takes 2 seconds to make and requires 2. Then it only requires 1 a second. No, that's right, isn't it? I still need 2 machines. So every 1 second I need 1. But they take 2 seconds to make. Is that right? 1 a second. But they take 2 seconds. Yeah, so I do need 2 machines. So we've got 2, and they're being inserted into that chest so that can grab them both. And of course these require, well, the magnets, which we're going to belt in, but they also need the cogs. But because they take 2 seconds and only require 1 cog, you can feed both with 1 cog machine. Okay, so say we need to make magnets, and I should have left room for that. But that gets us up to the green belts. The blue belts require those. I think my timing's okay, isn't it? Because it's like a 3. It's a weird like maths to it. You know, this produces 3 and takes a second. This produces 3, although it requires 3 and takes a second. And this produces 3, but it requires 3 and takes a second. You see what I mean? So they do work 1 to 1 basically. And what will effectively happen is I'll put a lowish cap on that, certainly to start with, because we don't really need the hyperspeed belts. And it'll all feed through, and once that's full, then it'll make them, and then once all of those are full, then it'll put some in there, which we'll be able to come and grab independently, and once that's full, it'll fill them up. The bit that's missing is cogs. We're not making cogs and putting them in a chest anywhere. We could do that. We could put one here or here, so that when they're filled up, or rather than when that's filled up, we'll have some there. So probably we'll do that, but not yet. We need to arrange this. Now this requires supermagnetic rings and graphene. Okay. Now the graphene, we're making it elsewhere. And where else are we making? Where is that? Isn't it? It's fairly close by. It's over here, isn't it? Yeah, so we've got graphene here. So although it's going to be a spaghetti nonsense, we will bring over graphene in such a way that we can access it over here. Okay. And the bit we therefore need to work out how to do is the supermagnetic ring. Okay. Now these are the ones that require carbon and the magnets as well. But they also require, I mean, they take 3 seconds but only need 2. And obviously, as I say, we don't really need lots and lots of high-speed belts, so we can get away with one extra sort of lot of these. Okay. But it does require 2 motors. So how far over do I want to put this? Because what I could do is maybe put this in a different axis, as it were. So I could have it here, you see, making the level 3s, and that gives me room. I can belt graphene over, you know, directly over here, and I can have the actual output for it maybe here. So if that's the output, we get the graphene coming in, we've got the belts coming in. It's just these supermagnetic rings, and they need turbines and magnets. And how many do they need? They need 3 magnets, but don't they only take a second to make? So this here requires 3. Oh, they take 1.5 seconds to make. But this takes 3 seconds to make, doesn't it? So really I need to feed 2 of them in. Graphite is sorted. It's the turbine then that's a bit tricky. Although, as I said, I could just make 1. I didn't do this on my other one. I started belting things around. So I'm trying to be a bit more sensible, a bit more efficient. Because I got the magnets there. So I could do a split. Send some magnets over. And I got the graphite over there as well. So it becomes a question of making more of these. And we've got the things going along in a row. I think actually it was good where it was. And that instead, yeah. We'll just have 1 more. Can I do that? Because I could use... What I could do... That's... Could have another chest here, you see. If both of them will feed in. So if that's that same thing again, and this is motors, I wouldn't be providing it with enough motors. It would be quite slow. But I could put that there, and this is our. Let's be a bit more space efficient. I guess. Wrong thing. Or would that let me? Would I be able to do one? No, of course not. Because this is going to produce twice as fast as I need it to. For that to feed that one thing. And then that. I think that works. So this is another cogs. That's a motors. Yeah. So that'll build up some cogs that we can just grab. Okay. Where am I outputting that to? I'm not, am I, at the moment? So if we output that to here. So we want... if I just do, say, 2 stacks. Because I need 3, I should probably start off with higher levels for these. Yeah, okay. And then... In fact, if I just make a load of manually... Oops. Well, it doesn't matter, but let's keep it looking roughly even. Oh, I've done that the wrong way. And you need iron plate as well, don't you? So if you're grabbing from there, and you're grabbing from there, and you need that, you need that, you need that, as do you. You output to there, you output to there, you output to there. This is where it can get a little bit confusing. So if that's that, that's that, that's that. So that needs an input, and that needs an input. And these are the magnets, weren't they? And this is magnets as well. So that was magnets in there. This was cogs going into here, and that's cogs into there. That's direct feed, direct feed, direct feed. You don't need that. Where are you feeding? You're feeding into there. I think that's the right things if I can hook everything up properly. Where are you going? You're going into there, aren't you? Oh, you need to go into there as well. Is that feeding across? Yeah, it's feeding across. I suspect the iron plate might not actually be enough. It might be our first proper usage of level 2 belt. So we'll put that at 4. But we'll get an entire row of that. We only want... So this is the electromagnet. So we can put that down at 1. Oops, 1. Because they'll also be going into there. Put this down at 1. Because we'll also have another one of these. Oops. This needs to be a couple... might be on 3 actually. I could also... I could put that across. Oh, too close. Okay. Never mind then. So, what have we learned? Not very much. Let's make a bit of room. Which was which? So these are the 2 iron plate ones. I'll just do regular things. Oops. And then up there. I need power over here. Nothing's going to do anything without power. Would that be better? That's probably better, isn't it? Is that going to cover everything? On there. Oh, that's annoying. What about if I put one there and one there instead? Will that work? So you're lacking magnets, you're lacking magnets. You're lacking iron plate. I'm not feeding iron plate to you. Am I not? Oh, is that because that's connecting between the machines rather than the belt? So you're good. I bet that should actually be 2, shouldn't it? No, 1 sec. This should work. Should be 1-to-1. I guess it is literally just doing it as it's doing it, if you see what I mean. This should probably be a level 3 because this is actually backing up. Yeah. I was afraid of that because I don't think I can make too many level 3s, can I? Oh no, okay. Because it's only the electromagnetic lad. So we can take these out. It's the fact, it's this whole thing of, you know, you sort of have to factor distance in as well. And it's kind of why they let you, the upgrade tree has all of these boosts for stacking, basically. So the level 3s can, you know, I said this in my previous thing, the level 3s become sort of OP in a sense. Might as well have that going. So we're making level 1 belt over here, which is good. We're not making these because we need the magnets. Not making them because we need the magnets. But that's all we're missing, so we need to feed 2 lots of magnets in. We also need to finish providing this with whatever it's gonna need. Oh, hang on. Yeah. So I have graphene coming in here. Oops, wrong thing. So what I need to feed into this no, I've done that. That's wrong, isn't it? Because this doesn't need these. Oh, I've put the wrong... What have I done there? So actually this should be... So that doesn't need input there. What this needs to be, which is the wrong recipe, this needs to be these. I've not even connected that up properly. Okay, so that needs to be them. And to make them, that's where I need graphene, magnets and carbon, don't I? Okay. Why don't I instead, if I keep the same basic idea, but doing direct insertion, how would that work? So if this is making... Oh no, it needs to make... no, that's not going to work because there's just not enough room to feed everything it needs in. Okay. So we need to rethink this back end. So I'll get graphene and the belt, so that'll be fine. But if we just make... This gets so much easier when you've got the proper logistics. Right, so we need to make these. And we require those. That's quite... So actually, what I could do... No, again, because... The problem is these suddenly require a different recipe. If you see what I mean, it's a different sort of set of items. Actually, might be able to still sneak in the old chest. Actually, if I give a little bit of a gap, then in theory that can do into there. So if that's that. And now this is motors again. These will be slowing each other down basically because of the ratios thing. But because we don't need a lot of them, I think I've decided I'm not too fussed by that. So, oh, it's too close, isn't it? Oh no, no, that's fine. So what else did that need? It needs the iron plates and magnets when I do them, and that needs motors and magnets. Did I hook them up? I didn't, did I? Because that needs magnets, and that needs magnets. Motors and magnets, motors and magnets, yep. No. So it's this that needs weird things. But it's weird things we've got knocking about. So what we need to do is we need an insert splitter. If that'll work, if that's... Yeah, okay, that works. And then we're outputting these here. So this was 2, wasn't it? Oh, I needed something else as well, didn't I? I need carbon as well, so actually we need 2 rows. Unless I bring the carbon round. No, it makes more sense to bring it round there, I think, doesn't it? So the carbon is also going to be coming around here somewhere. Actually, it's... Give ourselves a bit of playroom. So that's the extra boost on the sorters. And if we've got level 3. So it's 2. So, if I can get magnets, it shouldn't be too difficult, because they're right here. So it wants to be that one, but rotated round one. Yep, there we go. So that should get us. What are you moaning about? What are you moaning about? Slope too steep. What slope? So that's magnets. Need to put that that down. Didn't we needed steel for the other things, didn't we? Do we need it for these? No. Oh, I need circuits for sorters. I'd forgotten that. So I need to bring carbon over to here, don't I? Oh, you're kidding me, I can't. No, you're not gonna play ball at all. Okay. So if I go to there and then attempt to connect, are you gonna let me do that? Okay. So we need some sort of split of carbon here. Do some more of them. So that really should be that one. And what we actually want to do is go up to level... not sure what it was. Next one. Like that. Take that down to ground. Oh no, maybe that's... is that the only place we need carbon? Oh. So you're now going to get carbon. You've got them. So we need to make magnets and send them over. How best to do that? Because we don't necessarily... we can always weave this steel around. I'm not fussed that I'm sort of blocking it in. You know, I can take it over the top and send it wherever it needs to go, because it's not used in a lot of stuff. Mainly the, you know, the sort of logistic, you know, stations and thrusters, I think. But we do need to take this round. But what I'm kind of thinking is we almost... these don't need... no. You don't need them, do you? Okay, so what we can probably do is essentially... no, why have you done that? No? No, don't do that. There we go. So we send this off, right? Like this. Oh, I also need copper, don't I? Can't forget that. So if copper is coming that way... am I even smelting the copper? I'm not, am I? No, I was trying to decide. Isn't this going to need 6 machines? Is that right? 3. So if we're making magnetic coils... oh no, 1 second to make 2. So each machine makes 2 a second, so 2, 4, 6. So we only need 3 machines. Let's make a bunch more of them. So, in fact, doesn't it have to be a level 3 because I'm going across Yeah, that's going to need to be a level 3. Because I'm coming across a long gap. And then... Whoops. What's going on there? Okay. And then put this out here. Now, in theory... No. It might not let us put it so close, I might have to move it over. Which way round? That way round. Oh no, I changed the type of machine. It's that way round. And there? You're going to let me do that? In fact, I probably don't have to do that, do I? Because... I can come out of there like that. You going to let me do that? Yeah, okay. And then I'll probably have to make a bit of room, but... Or I could do the half-height bridge thing. Yeah, can't be bothered. So if that connects there... And I could loop that round, or I could just come out the bottom and connect up. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, not put any outputs on. I have not put any outputs on them. So we need the copper. So let's go and get the copper. How am I doing power-wise? Went a bit low. Let's grab a few of them. The orangeness is definitely the artificiality of the light, I think. I guess it's because they're like, how would you put it? You know, not pure like white bulbs. It's sort of, you know, more sort of warm, natural glow. But then it causes me to light up in a weird way. Is that any better? Nah. I need one of them ring lights, but they're bloody expensive, a proper ring light. And it's like, I've only spent... I've not even spent 50 quid on my bloody camera, webcam. So why would I spend 150 quid on a ring light? You know, just doing this for a bit of fun, really. So if we do 2. It's going to tap this out very quickly, I think. Oh well. So we want a couple of things on if we can. We can put one there, and here. Does that work? Cool. And then we say output there. Don't want to get too close to that, but we should be able to. Should be more than fine because we're going to be above it. Just leave a little bit of space. 3, 1, 2, 3. Don't think I'm actually producing that much copper, am I? It's only a small patch. It is only a small patch. I think I'm going to go against all of the rules I set for myself, where you go in one direction and out the other, because it would be a bit silly to, because I'm just going to end up snaking back again. So I think we'll go this way and try and be sort of indirect with it all. How far over? About there, isn't it? Ish. Ish. And this needs to be copper. So I don't think I can actually support this level of smelting, but never mind. How are we doing power-wise? Alright, I bet it's because science and stuff is just sat there idle, so that's why that's not really doing anything. So, if I'll just come up here sort of as is. But we need to split this, don't we? Because we're going to need copper from memory for one of the things, but we'll just do this for now. Okay, so this is the copper coming up. So that's you working, producing magnets. Oh, no, it isn't filling about. Why not? Takes 1 second to produce. Oh, it's because these machines, assembly machines, don't work at so they have a 0.75 production speed. So they're only going to 3/4 fill the belt because they're not, the next level up machine basically. Which is fine. We're not bothered about that. That's essentially true of sort of all of what we're doing here. Is anyone not working? Well, you're not working, but it's because you're not getting magnets. Oh, why are you outputting to there? You don't want to output to there, my friend. Output to there. So it won't make these because we've not got graphene. Is it going to make them for me? It will, slowly. You're not doing anything because you're not connected up to the source of material. Now let's check we've not got any of these overloaded. Yeah, not got much iron plate coming in either. At that far end. A lot of this should be level 2 belts and, things like that, but, we're only just making level 2 belts, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got loads of belt now. Take a stack of them. Yeah, so we need to bring the graphene over, which is where? Over here somewhere, isn't it? Yes. So how do we take this graphene? Where are we going? We're going over there. No, we're not. We're going... Yes, we are. So we're going here. So we could go over the water. How best to thread through? So I want to go over the water. Just keep out of the way. So what's a good gap to try and fit through? Why don't we take it sort of across there? Yeah. So if we grab that, what we want to do... Are we going to be able to go across there? Maybe if I start there. Is that enough room? No. Maybe if I come at it from a different direction. Let me connect there. No. How about we do the old back and forth? That'll do us. You can actually use these themselves. I could have put a, I could have put a second storage on there, and it acts in a weird sort of way with filling it, and you can take out of the top level, and so it's sort of like almost like an elevator. But I find it the operation of it a bit strange and a bit confusing, if I'm totally honest. Right, so if we go this way and over here, and we're out on the water. Ooh, ah. And there we go, all the way up on the water. And where is it we need to connect? So it's going to be still up there. So if we come down to land somewhere over here, once we're back on thing, and then we get to there. Yeah, that'll do us. So let's let the bots do their thing. I might go and stand in the charging as well. So I need to go and be close enough for them to be able to fill this stuff out. I did buff my bots as much as I could, didn't I? Yeah, because this requires the Mecha Core level 4, which we can't do until we got purple. Yeah, okay. So that's that all connected up. So let's go and wait for it to arrive, just to make sure everything is fully functional. I love this sort of gameplay. This is this is why. This is the root of why I like Factorio, and I hope I'll like Satisfactory. As I've said in the previous stream, I've not played that as much because you can't really complete the game, so it's felt a bit pointless to me after a while. But I know they're going to add that. I'm pretty sure they're going for version 1 this year. So I even stream it. What I did want to do, I wanted to put a chest here as like an overspill. For if and when there's sort of excess of them. What's that limit at? 2. So these are chunking away. Oh, I can show you a belt replacement now as well, can't I? So they are going to implement a proper upgrading system, because at the moment what happens is if you're like, right, well, I want to replace, you know, all of that belt with the next level up, it tells you it collides with it. Okay, but what you can do is you literally do it segment by segment, and that upgrades it. Now it is very finicky, and particularly where you have junctions. You can also downgrade it. You see? And where you have junctions, I say, it gets, and connectors and stuff, it can get very fiddly. To the extent you often have to completely, you know, take it out and sort of redo it. But I say you can do individual segment replacement. Obviously, doing an entire thing like this, and you know, all the way across there, is just beyond stupidly annoying. Why are you not doing anything? Because you've not got them. And why have you not got them? Because you've not got them. You've not got a motor. You've not got magnets. And you've not got magnets because there simply aren't enough magnets. Oh, yeah, because they're only coming in a trickle. Ah, one of them's not powered. That's obviously a problem to start with. So I do need a lot more of them because I need a lot more magnets than I initially thought. That's no problem. That's why we built it with expansion in mind. And we want them copied over. In and out there. So that's doubled it, but is that enough? These take 1.5 seconds, don't they? Yeah, so really we need a lot more. So we can either landfill out further, which I'm not against that idea, I don't think. Oh, and that's not powered again. This is why I do the 3, irrespective of where I am, because in some places, sort of 3 is all you can do. You know, 3 is your maximum extent. In others, it's, you know, overkill, as it were. But it's just easier to remember. It's 3. Even if that means you've got too many power things, really. Also, I'm pretty sure there's an upgrade to the power towers. So need a bit more landfill. So we can put a power pole in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is one. I've not made it myself yet. So it won't fill it anyway because these. Oh no, these are. Smelting is parity, isn't it? There is no. Well, there might be a level 2, I guess, but yeah, production speed 1 times. So in theory, that's enough to fill the bell. Yes, there we go. That's cool. So that's coming through there. They're obviously being used in that. Still not getting any. Oh no, we have made a few of them. Okay. Yeah, more. They'll take a while to work through, won't they? I can actually set a. No, I don't need one because there's not that much demand. As I could set a priority, but don't really need one. Should I put some more of these? Because they're not working at, you know, full speed. If I just chuck a couple of extra ones down. Sort of cover that off. So we'll be closer to filling it. And probably need level 2s again, level 3s. Yeah, so it's fully eating that entire belt. In fact, do I need that last one? Oh yeah, there's a couple trickling through. Yeah, so that's more production than it can handle, really. So this is really too much production demand for this level of belt, really. Do I want to go and replace it now that I've built some? Oh yeah, it doesn't. The replacement doesn't work at these, because if I do this, it's not actually in the thing. So you do have to remove them and do it again. So come on, if we upgrade this belt, why are you? Ah, honestly, it's really fiddly at times. So that wants to go up. So if we do that and then connect it, we should always be above. Okay. Right, let's go down. Got level 2 belt. Yeah, that's all good. Okay. Yep, okay. Does it mean here it gets a bit messy with the inserter things? So I'm having to concentrate quite a bit. Okay, so that's that all done. Now I need to replace this, really. There. Oh, I bet it's going to do the same thing with it won't let me go. Oh no, there we go. Can squeeze under. So yeah, we're going to need more smelters, I think, if we're going up a level, which means a bit more like this. Do that in a minute. I just literally left clicking on each sort of segment of belt, and it's kind of remembering. I'll just manually replace this. Bit. Yeah, it sort of kind of remembers your last connection, so long as you sort of leave the cursor there. If you see what I mean. Production, we want double, really, ideally, I guess. Power. There and there. Level 2 belt if I've got enough now. I need to grab some more probably, don't I? So I grab some more level 2. And in fact, if I just replace this whole thing. Level 2. copy them over. And what iron ore have I ended up accidentally picking up? There we go. So pop that in there. Oh, still got some. Pop that in there. And we want to output here. Now, am I gonna need more than one of these? Or are you going to be happy with just one? Yeah, I need more than one. Do I need two? I'm probably alright with a 1 and a 3? No. Need a 1, 2. No, even that's not enough. 2 level 3s then. There does appear to be some trickling down to the end. I don't think it's quite all reaching all of the way. But we got a full belt that way. So that's all full, that's all full, that's all full. Right, excellent. So you've got one of them as a spare. Right, so we've got some level 3 belt going on now. Only very slowly as it slowly makes them. Because we're not really making enough turbines, etc. Right. Oh, crikey. Green screen's gone properly weird now. It's doing the whole speckly thing. That's because it's gone dark, basically. And the light's not working. Ah, whatever. Feels like it's more trouble than it's worth. Given I'm basically all I'm hiding up is a doorway where you can't see anything, and a light switch, and a white wall, I might just not bother. Seems like a lot of faff for no real benefit. But it's, you know, it's worth giving a go. Right, so what I was going to also do in this stream was make these as well. So sorters require... So one sorter requires 1 and 1, and they're both produced quite quickly, aren't they? So that's 2, and that's 1. Obviously we got that anyway. What do these actually require? They need a motor. So that's a 2 motor job again, isn't it? And that requires the old turbine-y thing. I don't quite understand how that recipe works. If you've got a turbine and you stick it on, you need 2 of these, you know, previous levels. How come it then makes 2 of them? Does it chop the turbine in half? Because that, you know, the inserter that it is, you know, one could be on one planet and one could be on a completely different planet in a completely different solar system. So I don't quite get how you can chop a thing in half, but whatever. It's just a balancing question, really. So to make that, in theory, we would need to produce one of these a second again, and they take 2 seconds again. So it's a very similar situation to this, but I mean, you don't need the same volumes, really, do you? And it stops at a lower level, doesn't it? You don't need... Yeah, you need these rather than them. So is there any option for me just to extend this? Would that work? I need iron plate. I didn't do these on my test map. Why are you not connecting? I've just been hand making them, basically. And what's this here? So this is... I think this might work actually. So it's looking at it again. So it takes 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. When it requires 2, but makes 2. So am I fussed about actually feeding it 2? Or do I just feed it 1? Because I'm going to have to bring, or make, I'll have to bring them across, won't I? Circuits from somewhere. Because this is why we needed to split copper. I mean, the other option is to build it here and effectively have an upside down version of this almost. That might work quite well actually. Yeah, I quite like that idea actually. So, if we have a similar sort of idea, so how do I want to arrange it? If I have the... because I'm going to need to bring circuits over as well. You know, probably make them there, basically. Because I can do a split here. Will that work? So I could do a splitter. Splitter. I could do a splitter there. What type of splitter? That type of splitter. Will that work? And then we have iron plate coming out that way and that way. And then we have a splitter it kind of depends on whether I'm going to need to do anything else with them. I don't think so. I can always, you know, rework this. Let's just leave it as one of those for now. I can rethink it if it becomes a problem. Similarly here. No, didn't we do that? This then is more copper, and we have some machines. Because I can actually have a thing here, couldn't I? Storing a few of these. And where do I want to take it? So this is circuits. Circuits. And it's taking in what ratio? 2 iron and 1 copper. So if we have level 2s, so I don't quite. That's nowhere near any power supply, and yet it's working. Right, so this one is making these lads. And all it really needs... they're quite quick to make, aren't they? 1 second. So if I do that and that, and it feeds them into a chest here. And we'll do a couple of stacks. No, just yeah, let's do a 1 stack, and then could I put that closer? Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Is that too close? No, that's fine. So actually, this we want to make level 2s. So it needs motors. Is that all it needs? It needs a motor. Because could I cannibalise it from there? Might as well. Yeah, might as well. And then this. Oh, sorry, I need to feed that into... Is that chest going to be too close? Nope. And then... another one. And that needs motors again. No, it doesn't, because I've copied the recipe. That needs... them. I'm wondering if I do something horrendously spaghetti, and I just take this up here and down here and cannibalise this as well. Oh, what belt did I used the wrong belt entirely now. Yeah, and we insert them. I could probably do level 2s. And then we put one of these here. So we want, say, stack of them as well. Stack of them. Stack of them. So how's that working? So you're waiting essentially on... Oh no, it's more that this is too slow. 14, 13, 12. So that's just, that is slowly taking them down. What about you? You're waiting on motors. So that's a sort of bottleneck, really. The motor production. Which I'm not too fussed about that. That's fine. Because I could have made motors here, you see, and fed them in and blah blah blah, but yeah. Who cares? So we've got 68 level 3s. Lovely. We've got 10 of them. Stack of them. Lovely jubbly. Okay. That is kind of where I wanted to get to in this stream. We yeah. So what I can do is head over to my other build area. Now that we've got something a bit more efficient, we can kind of get rid of these. So get rid of them. Well, I say it's a bit more efficient. It's not really, but it's getting rid of this hellscape. We've got a bunch of them now. I'm not making deuterium particle containers, am I? Could I make them? I could if I brought graphene over here. Because we've got these, they're made from... Aren't they? Yeah. They're made from these lads. As you can see, copper. We've got over here as well. But graphene we don't, obviously, so we would have to belt that all the way over here. And do I want to bother doing that when I could make them over there? Which we need to do anyway if we're going to mass produce these on any sort of scale. These ones you get into territory where you don't actually want to mass produce them, but you want a, you know, assembler making them, because if I try and make one of these now, I would have to make all of this stuff, and it's a lot of stuff to make, or I would have to be carrying around ginormous amounts of it to make, you know, to make one of those you need 40 of these, and you know, we don't really have titanium other than on our other planet, but you know, it's a lot of stuff to do, basically, a lot of stuff to bring in, a lot of stuff to carry around, rather. I could make more of them, couldn't I? Although we don't have carbon on this bus thing, do we? Is that carbon? No, that's stone. Is that carbon? No, that's steel. Yeah, okay. Because I kind of don't mind having something like this, you know, sort of move, you know, basically scaling it back rather than completely removing it. I'm sort of fine with that. And still having some production over there. But ultimately, obviously, we're going to be in a situation where we're really switching everything over to using the logistic stations. So I got all of them being made. I have those, not really them, because I don't need lots of them. Or them, make all of them as needed. We're making them. We're not making splitters, are we? Can I make splitters easily somewhere? I think I can actually, right here, because I can put a production machine. Sorry, a production machine. Let's move it over. Let's put the assembler there, and there, if it'll let me. Is that not far enough over? So I think maybe actually we can put that there. I think that's probably going to be too close. Nope. I really don't get the too close thing when it applies and when it doesn't. Seems to be some inscrutable script thing. So if this is the splitters, then I need circuits, iron plate. Oh no, I've already got a connection. And iron gear wheels. Or cogs or gears, whatever it wants to call them in this game. That should probably be a level 2 then, shouldn't it? Yeah, that should be a level 2. What about this? Are you... I think probably if we make that a level 2 as well. That's a bit more efficient, I think. I guess it requires 2 cogs, does it? Yeah, 2 cogs. But it takes 2 seconds. Oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, so we got them being mass produced as well. Okay, so the bit we're missing, really, is the whole thrusty side of things. But to make them, we need them, which, you know, we're making circuits now over here, but we're not making these because high purity silicon is another thing that's really an off-planet. We can make it here, and we have been making it here, but it's a lot more efficiently made off-planet with using silicon veins. So, I mean, these really, we are kind of getting into the territory because that requires titanium, doesn't it, over there? Yeah. Oh no, they're not used. Sorry, we can do for hydrogen. No, yeah, because these are electrically powered. They take 4 seconds each, so you can do 1-to-1 with that. We've got steel, we've got copper, we've got iron ingots, we've got, you know, obviously the thrusters when we... thrusters when we make them. So it becomes a question about processors. Now they're just circuits plus these microcrystalline components. So we need to bring in a load of silicon. That's the basic thing. That's the basic issue. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to tidy up my inventory a bit. So I don't really need all of them. Got lots of copper, don't really need lots of copper. Yeah, let's get rid of as much of that as we can. What about you? Do you need copper? Oops. Trap head. Right, okay. So carrying 3 silicon, steel. Oh, I got them magnet things as well. Don't need them. Did I didn't put a little storage thing here either. Got them, but we'll get rid of them. These. Oh, wrong way. What else? The circuits is storing up for me. Cogs, am I storing somewhere? Yeah, there we go. I knew I was putting them somewhere. So 3 of them. I could put them back. What do I need? Yeah. What have we got stored here? How many have we got? None. So I got a full stack of them. Might as well finish that off. Loads of inserters that I don't really need to be holding from the other place. Oh, what have I... Oh, of course, because these... Yeah, I'm sorry. Right, get rid of them. Because this is the bottleneck. So that's that. Okay, so there's a full stack of them. What else do we want and need? From over here. Well, I could put iron plate and stuff in chests and that over here as well. Yeah, go on then. Go on then. Maybe copper as well. Just because we can. DDR4. Okay. Oh, it's up in the air, isn't it? So I can't put anything in a chest there. That's not going to have any power, is it? No. Okay. What else? I could put steel in a chest here as well. There's not really room to do a thing anyway, so another production thing for it there anyway. Okay. There is stone over here somewhere, isn't there? I think. Nearby. Thought there was some stone over here. Not too... Yeah, there's some stone. So if we need stone related things over here as well, we can do that. So, am I going to set up... Oh, I keep doing that. These other couple of... Because I can make thrusters and I can make drones apart from the whole silicon side of thing. And these lads, these are a lot more complicated, so I need them for... What's in them? Oh, okay. That's quite a complicated recipe, isn't it? Because this is the graphene. So I'm going to have to make the assembly at the actual, whatchamacallits, the towers over here probably. So we might have to, because they need copper, don't they? Well, those things need copper. Yeah, I'm thinking we sort of almost start again in the sense of, I leave a bit of a gap and then we make the drones and the logistics things here. And then we kind of caught up in a sense with all of our research. Because I don't mind hand making all of these. Them we're producing in the other place. Solar panels I've got on the other planet, so I could ferry some of those over. If I wanted to go down that route, I'm not sure I do. I was thinking about making wind turbines on the other planet, wasn't I? And we're making them. Don't really need to make them. So yeah, but then we're basically caught up. We don't have some of these higher level things. But in order to make, so I don't have... I guess the fuel rods is a different question, isn't it? I seem to remember you put them in the particle accelerators and stuff. But yeah, I'm not making these, but I will need to in order to produce those, so we'll just, have some chests to store them in. These become later on, but we're not making them until we need them, I don't think. They're part of them, aren't they? Yeah. So if we make the logistics things, finish that off next time, and then we'll have made everything, and we can effectively restart our research, and it'll make a whole load of the drones and all that sort of stuff for us, and then we can come back essentially and design the new things we make with logistics bots in mind. Because, can I do... What was the blocker for this? Not that one. This one. Interstellar logistics systems, which requires purple, doesn't it? No. That's research. There we go. Technologies. So you need that. Oh, no, it doesn't require purple. Oh no, but it needs that. Oh no. Huh. Oh, is it this that needs... No? Okay. I thought this required purple. I mean, to make them, you need this high-strength titanium, which, you know, as you can tell there, you need titanium for, and of course that's still off planet, and in our best way of getting it is to make it, you know, with them. So that requires the higher level thruster, which I think they also need titanium. Oh, well, that's a tech, isn't it? We need to do that tech down here somewhere. It's like the second level of, yeah, reinforced thruster. There it is, you see. Yeah, that requires the reinforced titanium. So yeah, so what I could do off stream, if I get the chance this weekend, is essentially tap these resources. You know, go around, put all of the miners on them and stuff like that. You know, finish this off, these lines off around the planet. Maybe sort out our higgledy-piggledy bits of wind turbines that are left. Ferry a load of titanium and silicon back and forth. Maybe set up the power on the other planet, because it's just tediously laying down lots of solar panels and wind turbines. Can we do batteries yet? Don't think we can we? Energy storage. We can't, but we could do it soon. You see, that's where you need the whole silicon crystal things, which we can make, but we're not making currently. You just resmelt them. They're just like resmelted silicon, basically. But I want to do that on stream. Yeah, okay. So if I get a chance this weekend, I will do all of that stuff off stream. So the next stream for this series will be Monday. Probably later than I have been doing most of these streams. I'm really orange on that. I guess what streamers must do is basically block out all natural light, because it varies too much. And then I know you can get like daylight bulbs. So what they must do, they must, you know, get those daylight bulbs, use them, and also I know they have ring lights and all that sort of stuff. But you must have to do like a really complicated like lighting setup for your you know, for your green screen and yourself, and if you've got anything else going on. It's a lot of faffing about, isn't it? And I say, all I'm blocking out is a light switch and a door that is just, you know, there's nothing, you can't see anything. So I may not bother. Especially since no one watches. I have to stop making that point. Yeah, so that's the plan then. So, I say, if I get a time this weekend, I will, you know, sort of finish off our nauseating little bits and pieces on this map, on this planet and the other planet, so that next time we can finish off those logistics bits, let that work, and then, oh, and also I'll ferry some stuff back and forth. And then we can restart research. What I might actually do, I might head towards purple. Is it in where is it? Where's purple? Is it quantum chips? No. It's that one. There we go. They need some quite complicated recipes to make, but hopefully by then we'll have the logistics set up, because those fibre optic, these, is it nanoparticles? Yeah. These, you see, are carbon nanotubes. If it's going to attack me as well, I think I'm not keen on that idea. Plastic, silicon crystals, and carbon nanotubes. So it's all gets quite complicated. But as I say, now once we've got the logistics bots and stuff set up, we can do much more simple setups. We have basically a logistics station, and it just produces a few, the one thing at that logistics station, and it gets flown wherever it needs to go. And we can essentially replace all of our, well, not replace them, but we can put a logistics, thing next to all of our basic resources and fly them wherever we need to go. It'll take a while to get us all of that set up, and we'll leave what the things we've got. I'm not going to rip everything up. But yeah, so that's the sort of long to mid-term plan. Cool. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to do today. If you have been watching, if you've particularly watched this on playback, do feel free to leave a comment, leave a like, come back for our next live stream. It'll be on Monday, probably, we'll say 4 PM GMT, but maybe later. Depends when a meeting I've got to do for work ends. So yeah, but there'll be a stream on Monday of this series. At the weekend, I will try to continue my Crastorio 2 series. I will probably try to do that on Twitch to get me to learn how to do Twitch. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so if you've been watching, thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment, a like, any of that sort of stuff. I'm going to keep streaming this until I've finished it, or I get so rigidly bored with it that as a streaming exercise, I'm not bored with the game, I like the game, that I stop. So yeah, so that's it. If you've been watching, I say thank you very much. Cheers.